So, don't know if you heard, there's a new Batman. To go along with the big collection of Batmen that are out there right now, from Michael Keaton's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, whatever they're doing in the animated world Batman, we got another one. And it's done by Twilight and Harry Potter star Robert Pattinson. And it's coming out tonight countrywide. We, of course, saw it. We, of course, loved it. But we also know that this new world that is separate from the mainline DCEU. So you guys obviously know that this Robert Pattinson Batman is not in the DCEU. It's its own thing. But that's not stopping Warner Brothers from expanding on this separate world. We already know of one HBO Max series that's coming that's a spinoff of the Robert Pattinson Batman, and that's Colin Farrell's Penguin. And I'll tell you what, I was interested. You know, there's that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Django Unchained where he says...
that's not the same one, but...
What's that?
There's the one where he's pointing. I was thinking about that.
Well, I'm thinking about the one from Django Unchained where he says, "What's the line? You had me curious, and now you have my attention."
Right? Yeah.
So, like with the Penguin series, you had my curiosity. After watching the Batman, I am all on board with the Penguin series. Like, bring that crap on. I am totally down for that. So we knew that was coming, but there's also another one. There's a second HBO spin-off series of the Robert Pattinson Batman set in that universe, but we've never been given any information about it or what it could be about. Well, that's changed. As Matt Reeves was being interviewed promoting the Batman in the opening of the film, he actually brought up and gave us a little bit of information about it, and he's saying that this new thing is going to be majorly connected to Arkham Asylum. Now, let me see if I can find the spot here. Here it is. Speaking to the Toronto Sun, that's from Toronto, obviously, director Matt Reeves teased that fans can expect to see more of the sinister Gotham landmark. And I accidentally totally changed pages. Sorry about that, everybody. Speaking to the Toronto Sun, director Matt Reeves teased that fans can expect to see more of the sinister Gotham landmark. When asked what his plans are following the release of the highly anticipated film The Batman, Reeves noted that while one of the spin-off series will focus on Colin Farrell's Oswald Copperpot, or Oz, as he's referred to in the movie, aka the Penguin, the other is more mysterious. We're doing the Penguin series, and we're doing another series that connects to Arkham Asylum, said Reeves. While undoubtedly a vague description, this is the first time any kind of information on the second planned HBO Max series has been formally revealed. And that, of course, comes to us from Matt Reeves. So we're not going to give away any spoilers here. Within the Batman movie, we do see Arkham. Arkham is referenced, and we see Arkham, and Arkham is there. And pretty much Arkham is always kind of present in almost any iteration of Batman to one degree or another. So the idea that the second series will be connected to Arkham Asylum, it raises some interesting possibilities for me about what this series, what this show could be about. And I have a theory. Then I want to hear what you guys think of my theory, and I want to hear if you have any theories of your own. Okay? Here's my theory, totally based on nothing. I think it's going to be an anthology show. I think Arkham Asylum could be an amazing anthology show where each week focuses on a different inmate at Arkham. And every episode is like a 52-minute, self-contained isolated story that goes through the various inmates of that. And of course, Man-Bat would have to be there. Bat might, but it also gives them the opportunity to really dig deep into some of the obscure characters that have populated the pages of Batman comics throughout the years and bring them a little bit more to light. I think that could be fascinating. Now, I can't remember the last time HBO did an anthology series like this. I mean, the last HBO anthology series I think I watched was Red Shoe Diaries, and I'm not even sure if that was HBO.
Was Tales from the Crypt HBO?
Tales from the Crypt would have been another one, yeah. Red Shoe Diaries, Tales from the Crypt. What's another?
Of course you watched
anthology?
Red Shoe Diaries. So did I.
Because I'm a big fan of David Duchovny.
That's it. That's exactly why I watched it.
That's the reason I watched Red Shoe Diaries as a kid trying to find the channel. But yes, those are the last ones I can really think of that were real anthology series. I'm trying to think of others now.
They did a horror show, I think, called The Hitchhiker.
Oh, that's
Long
right.
time ago.
That's right.
I think that was HBO.
Well, Rob, first of all, what do you think about my theory of an anthology series of Arkham? And then what other theory might you want to bring to the
Dude,
table here?
I got to say, I love this idea. I think you're spot on. You know, yesterday in the mailbag, one of our viewers asked about Clayface. Like, do you think that they could, and I you know, the Matt Reeves, the Batman is, as I like to say, it's full of verisimilitude. And I wonder if a character, like he's been talking about on the interview circuit, that he's got an idea to do Mr. Freeze, but do it realistically. Like maybe he's a serial killer who freezes his victims or something. He's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it would be fun to do that, because you could make the show a little bit more over the top than, say, the movie was. And you could delve into, as you said, the more I'm thinking about the show, I think it's a great idea. And you're teeing up all these villains, and the ones you could even see the one that proved most popular, or the actor that played them. Can you imagine if you've got Colin Farrell playing the Penguin? What other actors could you attract to this anthology idea to play iconic Batman villains, if only for one episode? I mean, wouldn't that be cool? I love this idea.
By the way, one of our longtime friend of the channel, Fanjack, here in the live chat, was saying, is True Detective count as an anthology series? True Detective is kind of an anthology series in that every season is a completely different story.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like of a true anthology series where every episode is its own separate, completely self-contained story. So
Dude,
I can't remember the last time
I love this idea,
happened.
though. I think your idea is really great.
Ooh, well, thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
Chris, do you share Rob's brilliant observation?
I
Or do you have a
hate your
different
idea. It's bad. No, I love this. I think it's great, because then you can also get into some really obscure villains in here too.
Yeah.
Right? Let's do an episode on Calendar Man. Let's do an episode on Cornelius Stirk.
Wow.
That'd be so good. Of just this dude like eating people's hearts. That'd be so good.
Or all the
Such
villains,
joy.
all the villains from Batman, the first volume of Batman and the Outsiders, like the nuclear family. Yeah. Or not.
It'd be really, really fun. I'm excited for that. I think that kind of version of that, if this is what they do, would be really, really cool. Because if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if I want a series about like the workings of Arkham, you know, and have like a continuation of a story here with some of the things
It's
that we
like
maybe saw
ER,
in the
but with
movie.
crazy people.
And I don't want it to be some like derivative kind of show where it's just
Well, I
like
mean,
we're
what if
talking
it's
about
like-
crazy folks, right? I want it to be a really interesting, compelling character study about these villains. And I think an anthology series would be a really cool way to do that.
What about, but piggybacking on what you just said, what about an ER or Chicago Hope or whatever kind of,
Or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
well, where you have, and initially you'd have to play with the history and canon a bit here, but you have a well-meaning, say, Dr. Hugo Strange,
Oh, I like it already, dude.
who is dedicated to bringing healing to the criminal, insane element of Gotham. And it's the story of him trying to make Arkham a special place of healing, but maybe his own then descent into madness. I don't know. Would you go for that?
I love that. Or you could go the Shutter Island route, and
I like that.
He could be your narrator, and you find out that at the end of the first season, he's actually been an inmate the whole time. You know, and they just allow him to be this doctor as part of his therapy.
That would work too.
I mean, I love, you know what? Even if they don't, we should just start our own fan series and produce it for the John Campea channel, where we do this ourselves.
The Arkham Archives.
Because you can never run into any legal problems doing
No.
fan-created content based on
I
existing
wouldn't know
IP,
anything
right?
You
about
wouldn't know
that,
anything
John.
about
I wouldn't
that.
know anything about it. Not me.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? About Matt Reeves saying that there's a second HBO series coming that is a spinoff of the Batman that is going to be connected to Arkham Asylum. Now, listen, it could be nothing like anything we just said.
Right.
Could be exactly what we just said. Do you like either of the ideas we put forward here? Maybe you have some other ideas of your own. Whatever you guys got in your heads, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank one of the sponsors of today's videos, Wondery's podcast, Badlands. Most of us have accepted that celebrities and stars live by a different set of rules, more relaxed rules. At times, they even seem to get away with murder, and some literally do. On the Badlands podcast, listen to the real-life stories of A-listers whose crimes and career lows are as unbelievable as some of their film's plot twists. On this season, they look at Heath Ledger's spiral into darkness and his final days. They'll also cover Brittany Murphy's mysterious, unusual death and Jack Nicholson's proclivity to fits of rage. Also, did you know that America's Dad, Tim Allen, the man who played Santa Claus, he got his comedy start in a Minnesota prison? For all that and more, listen to Badlands, a true crime podcast that dives deep into the stories of the famous at their most infamous. You guys know I love stories, but I also love the stories behind the stories, and that's why you guys should listen to this. You're going to love Badlands. Get new episodes every Wednesday wherever you get your podcasts, or binge all of Season 3 ad-free right now only on Amazon Music.